Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing as good as I'm doing today, because what a day. I have not been this tired yet so passionate in a minute. I'm always feeling great, trying to put in as much effort and passion as I can, but today was honestly just kind of nice. It was it was very stressful on the body, very relaxing for the mind. I needed a good solid workout. I want to preface this video, a little something new, but this kind of goes along with what I want to talk about. But if you have not talked to someone today about just how your day's been, not like in general, not yesterday, not tomorrow, what you're doing tomorrow, but right now in this moment, if it's like the end of the day, if you have not told someone how your day was, whether good or bad, everything you can talk about, then I implore you to do that. Whether you do it in the comment section, which by the way, I fucking love. I say it at the end of every video, but I love hearing about how your guys' lifts and lives are doing. It's great to spread around any sort of communication that you can. It's so therapeutic for the human mind to just get out anything and everything that you can, even if you think that you are completely fine. Even if you are completely fine, it's just healthy to talk to people about what you've experienced in the day and what you feel the most passionate about and what things tried to get in your way. So we'll get back to that in a second, but overall, clean and jerks were very tiring. I don't know what it is. I think it was just eating like shit yesterday and not being, if you're not active at all on your rest day, it's going to be a little tough on the body when you go into the gym the next time. But everything felt fine. The form was pretty solid, especially toward the end of it. I think I got my shit together for the most part. Again, once you start with a tired core, you're going to finish with a tired core. So front squats were pretty endearing. It's very humbling to feel those, not like my traps, but the middle back muscles that connect to my spine really pulling. Whenever you have to basically do it feels like you're doing a crunch mid squat on the front squat, it'll really tug at those, and you'll feel them the next day. And then clean pulls also went very nicely. I feel like when I get towards the end of the workout, I get that second wind, because I'm just like, yes, I'm almost free. I can fucking leave. Not that I want to leave the gym because I don't like it. It's just like, I put in the effort, get me the fuck home. I want chicken nuggets, But anyway, physically, I'm going to give it a, oh man, today's kind of a tough one because I feel like I was so mentally tired, but physically I was still able to push through it. I feel like I had goods and bads on both ends, not that anything is bad per se. I was a little tuckered out. Man, it's hard to think about it. 8.025. We've had a lot of numbers around 8 right now, and I don't know if it's just because the volume's been similar or the training's just been consistent, which honestly, it's not a bad thing at all, but I'll take it nonetheless. It was a really good day. I was just pretty fucking pooped, but the form was great. I felt good the whole way through. It was hard to drive my core on, especially those last working sets, but I pushed through. That's how it's supposed to fucking go. Mentally, I will give it a nice 8.65. Good bit higher. I got to. It's kind of weird because I say this a good bit, but if I ever have homies around or I get to meet new people or whatever, my mental's instantly booming up. I say it a lot, but you can only take on so much yourself in the day, whether if it's a neutral day or a good day, bad day, whatever. Having the homies around makes the load lighter, and it just makes it even more passionate. It makes you want to drive it harder. And getting to that point where you're in the gym, you got no homies like I had today, and you're just sitting there, it's really, really important to make sure that you keep yourself as in check as possible, but also reach out for support if needed, And so for as little homie energy as I had today, I literally saw 2 people today, and the last guy I saw as I was leaving. So really only got to see one person during the workout, and I'm proud to have gotten through that as positively as I did, Not that I can't do it on my own, but it's really cool to see that I've gotten to the point of discipline where I can put in that effort and really take control of my own intensity and my own want to do it, my drive. But more than that, it was really cool to just I started thinking about this earlier today. I think this is what kind of got me going, is a lot of people will kind of sit there, especially if you're in a relationship, and people will be like, oh, my girlfriend will just go on and on for hours about how the things she went in her day, or she'll gossip about some things that she went about, whatever. And I don't think enough people realize how good of a thing that is. Because not only does it show that they trust you to take on this mental load with them and support them, but it also shows that they want to express whatever they've been through, no judgment, no shame, What's so important about talking about your daily life is, I say this a good bit, but we go through so many good things in the day that they end up feeling neutral. You end up expecting them to happen, so their everlasting effect on you goes lower and lower every time you lack appreciation for that. And not that it makes you a bad person, or you need to I'm not saying nobody needs to fix what they're doing. You can. It's as long as you're happy, that's what matters. But look at your past day. Like, if you have what you would label as a shit day, and everything, like work was hard, long hours, boring shit, bad gym day, whatever, anything you got to go through. Look back. It's good to remember what positives you got to continue going through. You have food on the fucking table. You got a house, so you got a roof over your head. You got water. You got the things that you need to live. You got people that are willing to sit there and open up to you and listen to your bullshit if you need it. It's very, very, it's such a cool thing that humans will rely on one another for these little things if they actually give themselves the opportunity to do so. Again, this is a stereotype for women, but I think it's mostly because they're able to open up a lot more emotionally. It's just the way people are raised sometimes. I feel like I got to go through experiences that led to me being more emotionally open, but a lot of guys don't. And of course there's girls that don't as well. There's a whole spectrum to it, but just, on average, it's just one of those things where women are grown up to be openly more emotional. And while I don't like some of the stereotypes put behind it, it's not something that I can really give a shit about because it's not my life. But it's also good to look at the other end of it, where it's like, okay, rather than looking at this and being like, oh, she's nagging, and again, not just girls, just whatever, guys are like this too. If you feel like somebody's just going on and nagging about this insignificant thing, look at the other side of it. Look at it from their point of view. Try to walk in their shoes a little bit. Maybe they just had such a shit day that they just needed to get whatever was off their chest just for the sake of feeling a little bit better, And that's every time you look at someone's experiences and, try to look at what they've gone through, or think about the potentials of, just what they've experienced in that day, regardless of if you think they're nagging or not, you gain a sense of compassion. It's something that allows you to look beyond the stereotypical, like, oh, there's a blah, 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 I expect them to act like this. And you can be like, oh, okay, I've been in situations like that. Like, I would probably be acting a bit emotional as well. I'd probably want to get that out with other people. So when I say, you should talk about your daily life a little bit more, I'm not meaning, go up to somebody and just fucking start spewing for random shits and giggles, whatever, and, have no meaning behind it. Recognize that it is something that you can be proud of, something that gives you that credit that you deserve, that maybe you're not giving enough credit to yourself. A lot of times people will not give themselves enough credit for a day that appears neutral because they expect what they went through to happen the same way that it did yesterday. When in reality, today I got my work for school done. I got some chores done. I ate my meals. I went to the gym, blah, 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 blah. It's the same shit I do every day, but I'm just as passionate. I'm just as proud that I got to experience this because it is a wonderful thing. There's always a saying that you do not know how much you are grateful for something until you lose it, genuinely. Even me, I'm sitting here preaching that you should be more grateful and recognize these smaller things that you may not be giving yourself credit for. But in reality, there are days where I absolutely overlook it. And even if I acknowledge it, it's really difficult to truly perceive how much you care for that thing. or how important it is for you as a person, for your own individual growth and mental, physical health, whatever. So I think it's more of like the idea that you just get to live in the moment, It's something where, maybe if you grew up with less validation or less acknowledgement for the things that you were doing, if you've got a homie that's always down to shoot the shit with you, whether it's a gym homie that you just see whenever you work out, someone that you like hanging out with at night, a relationship person, a family member, whatever, whoever wants to shoot the shit with you and just, there's no reason they wouldn't want to uplift you. Just be like, hey, do you mind if I just like tell you how my day went? Like maybe you tell me how your day went. We just like have a little conversation about that, because I feel like getting some shit off my chest, because why not? And I feel like if the person says no, then they're either not very empathetic, or B, they just aren't as social as a person. But regardless of the reason, if they don't want to talk, they don't want to talk. Who cares? But everybody's got a homie, whether you realize it or not, that is down to shoot the shit with you. I guarantee it. It can be someone that you barely know, that you see at the gym sometimes, but I promise you, if you're up there, if you're there uplifting each other, trying to do better and just enjoy yourself at the gym, they're gonna be fully okay with you wanting to just shoot the shit a little bit. It doesn't even have to be labeled as getting some stuff off your chest, because that can make people have some negative connotations about it, or like expect like, oh, this might be some big emotional trauma load, or it doesn't matter if it's super little and something that you view as insignificant because you've gone through it so many times. It's just something that can allow you to be like, oh, well, shit, I did go through this today, and this is how it went, and this is how I felt about it. It kind of made me feel a whole lot better, and like, oh shit, now I'm realizing how much I appreciate that day. And it can come from something so little as just saying what you did in that day. Because again, you go through the same thing so many times, it can get monotonous. And again, look at these videos. The reason I give a mental and physical rating and tell you a little bit about how I've been doing is because it makes me feel so much better, and make me, more than that, even if I feel good, it makes me I'll realize a whole lot more that there's a lot to be proud of. There's a lot to recognize the efforts, the fruits of my labor for. It gets me going. I don't mean to ramble on and on and on, but I'm a bit of a ranter, so regardless, I take it with a grain of salt. It's not, again, it is not me saying that you need to rethink about how you look at life or whatever. But if you're sitting there and you're thinking like, oh, today was just such a shit day and I don't know what to do to make it better, well, start by talking to someone. Open up a little bit. Give that little bit of vulnerability a chance, because most times than not, if it's a homie you think will uplift you, they will uplift you. And that is what is so important in a good homie relationship, But that's kind of all I got. I don't want to go off, because I can do this shit for fucking hours, but I love talking about it. So seriously, like, let me know how your life's been going. You don't got to get super personal if you don't feel comfortable. But if you're just like, oh, I went to dinner here. Oh, I got to see my girlfriend do this and this. Oh, me and the homies went out and got fucked up. We went to the gym, whatever. Even if it seems so stupid and insignificant and monotonous, it doesn't make it any less important to you. And I guess that's what I really love to think about with this shit. So I will be back tomorrow. I have snatches and back squats, so it should be a little bit more chill of a day. A little bit. The squats may take me out. And I am driving back to Orlando tomorrow, so I'm going to have a nice whopping 7 to 8 hour drive. But on the bright side, I get to go early in the morning, get it out of the way, and feel good right when I wake up. I can just kind of vibe out, listen to a podcast on the drive. I get to go see my mom tomorrow night. Lots of great things, 8 hour drive sucks. Going to the gym in the morning sucks. But there's so many great things, the fact that I get to go to the gym, the fact that I get to eat my big old meal, the pub sub that fuels me, and then I get to go see my mom, and I'm a fucking mama's boy. I love my mom. So that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to rant about it. I'm just saying it's good to get it out, So rather than spewing to you guys for the next hour, I'm going to go spew to my girlfriend and my friends, and just keep living life, keep loving life, staying consistent, disciplined, and passionate as always. So I will be back tomorrow. I appreciate you sticking around. See ya.